there have been anti-Trump rallies right across the nation. These rallies are being called the No Kings events, and they are the most visible, the most widespread protests yet against the president's second-term policies. These are live pictures coming to you from Los Angeles right now, Tom.
Yeah, we're just taking a quick look at these images now, because we were told earlier that things were peaceful. Looking at that, Fowz, I'm not quite sure if they are still peaceful. It seems as though people are gravitating towards some smoke that was billowing out from the street there. So these No Kings protests obviously taking place not in Washington but multiple cities. Philadelphia, we understand, a huge turnout there. LA, you're seeing it there. We can now go to our North America correspondent, Lauren Day, who's there on the streets of Los Angeles. Lauren, hope you're staying safe there. We're just seeing that smoke behind you. What's going on? What's it like there?
It is absolutely chaotic, very fast-moving, very dynamic here, Thomas. And just a reminder of just how quickly things can turn from relative calm to absolute chaos. When I spoke to you last, it was extremely peaceful. We were down at the Federal Building, and not long after that, police and National Guard started moving people along very suddenly, completely without warning, and then all of a sudden started opening fire with what we believe were pepper pellets. We could feel a bit of the pepper spray in our throats, which is how we can tell. Protesters have moved down this way, and we've heard a lot of these flashbangs, seen a bit of tear gas being sprayed, a lot of people being dispersed. Apparently, the LAPD has declared some unlawful gatherings, but they haven't done a great job of communicating that. Some of that information's come through on X, or what used to be known as Twitter, and I doubt that anyone would be monitoring that. Can I get a handkerchief quickly? Sorry, I just feel a bit of the gas here.
No, go for it. And
unpleasant.
I want to make sure that you're in relative safety there, so get to where you need to. And I just want, because I can see people running behind you there. So grab the handkerchief and do what you need to do. Yeah. I can see people running from something. Is that from the spray?
I'd say it's from, you can feel a little bit of the tear gas. It's not as bad as what I've experienced the other day. You can feel it start to get into the throat, which is why I've got this. Certainly helps to take off the edge, at least. It's extremely unpleasant, and you can see why it works as a crowd dispersal technique. But as I said, Thomas, much calmer scenes earlier. I spoke to a few of the protesters about why they're here, and here's what they told me earlier.
Okay. Now, Lauren, we might just stay with us there, but to give you some time to catch your breath, I know you've been speaking to some people on the street earlier, so we're just going to play a bit of that now to stay with us.
I was born here, and my parents are immigrants, so it's just something that I know that I'm privileged. And just because my parents were not born here does not mean they have full access here.
Well, first of all, we're here for humanity, right? I'm Pastor Q from the Church Without Walls in Los Angeles and Skid Row, America's houseless capital, right? Instead of taking care of our houseless folks, we're over here trying to get rid of people who actually help us to build this nation.
The message to Donald Trump is to stop breaking families apart. We are here, hard workers, Mexicans. We are not illegal. No human is illegal, and no human should ever be illegal, Donald Trump.
People here obviously very angry and accusing the Trump administration of authoritarianism, calling for Donald Trump to be dethroned. It's unclear what will happen here in downtown Los Angeles and whether we will continue to see scenes like you've just seen and what we've been seeing all week. But certainly that is the fear. This is a city on edge.
Yes, and certainly a city that's been making headlines in recent days for various reasons, as people would know. Lauren, as you say, we've been speaking to you all morning, relatively quiet up until now. You actually said there wasn't much of a police presence. It was peaceful. I imagine authorities are very much on alert now before nightfall.
Absolutely, and they really ramped up that police presence after I spoke to you last. We saw a lot of mounted police coming through on horses. We saw these military vehicles with troops hanging off the sides coming in. Pretty remarkable stuff in downtown LA, the second biggest city in the United States. I did not expect to be seeing scenes like this when I moved to America, I have to say. and certainly a massive show of force now. There's LAPD, there's California Highway Patrol, there's Sheriff's Department, and of course the Marines and National Guard, whose deployment has been extremely controversial all week. So no doubt they've come out in anticipation of what they're expecting as night falls and as that curfew takes place.
Okay, Lauren, we might touch base with you later, but I know you've been breathing in some of that tear gas, so I just wanted to get you to have a breath and just gather your thoughts for a moment. So we might come back to you, but thank you very much for joining us for now. Lauren Day there, our North America correspondent in Los Angeles. Fowles, as Lauren was just telling us, we've been speaking to her all morning. It was peaceful. She actually was telling us a couple of hours ago there wasn't really a police presence at all, and suddenly it seems within moments things changed very quickly. She had to grab a handkerchief there because it seems as though she felt like she breathed in some of that tear gas that was dispersed a short distance away and had to run from the scene. Live scenes there from Los Angeles, of course, as the military parade happens in Washington, a very different situation on the other side of the country, and indeed in a lot of cities in the United States.